Stop ignoring reality and start to actually face it. That's the only way you're ever going to change your life and manifest your dreams, heal your body, do all of these things. Is the ignoring of reality is actually sometimes a dangerous position to be in. And I've started to push against this with clients and on here, because when you ignore reality, sometimes what we do in the search of manifestation is we bury our heads in the sand. And we push away those feelings, we push away the energy and we push it down so it gets stuck. I'm telling you that when you start to face reality and embrace pain as a part of life and embrace that life is suffering, as some of the great sages have said, it is freeing because you suffer no more. Because it's when we try and run away from suffering, when we try and turn away from it, is when we start to suffer more. Because all we do is try and control life under the guise of manifestation and spirituality to say, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I think it's that meme, isn't it? Where the house is burning, he says, everything's fine. I'm going to tell you this. It's not that you have to let yourself be taken over by circumstance. You have to be willing to face it. Then you can let go of the turmoil inside of you that it brings up. Once you recognize that pain is a part of life and it doesn't control you anymore, you can start to face it and let it go. That's where the true art of letting go is. It's not about having everything perfect. At the beginning of the year, I started the year with some real challenges. I mean, honestly, there was times where I felt panic for the first time in years. But I used that panic and I faced it. And I recognized what it brought up inside me. And I said, thank you for bringing this up so I can learn to let go of this part of myself. Now I will no longer be so controlled by those ideas anymore because I actually faced the suffering. When I'm working with people on a healing journey as well, I actually ask them to sometimes push themselves out of their comfort zone, or even imagine the idea of the worst case scenario, just to recognize how much they're frightened of it. And then you let go of that idea, you let go of the sensation inside of you by doing the relax, release, re-intend method. Then you re-intend the solution. You see, there is always a solution. That's the beautiful part. If you're suffering right now, I get it. But ignoring reality is probably not helping you, because you ignore reality, you feel good, then reality kicks you in the butt again. And then it all collapses. So you get this identity for a bit of time where you're like, I'm good. Everything's really good. I'm so good. And then suddenly that bill comes in, you ultimately collapse because you realize I've been doing this work and it's not working. It's when you can actually face things without fear. That's when you can overcome them. And I like that imagery again of Jesus next to you at a pit of snakes and says, walk through them and I'll protect you. But it's like, no, I'm just going to ignore that. I kind of got to ignore that. No, you say there's snakes there, but they don't have the power to touch me because I'm guided by divinity. And that's what I want you to do in life. See the problems that are in front of you. Recognize that there is problems. Accept where you are. Accept where you are without judgment. If you're currently not manifesting your dreams, or you're struggling financially, or you're looking to heal, running away from it and ignoring it doesn't help. You know, I've worked with many clients now who have ignored their health issue for years until it's bit them in the butt where they actually have to face it. Or they've ignored that they don't like their family and they've tried to push it down. No, I must feel good. Positivity is the key. I've got to be positive or my whole life's going to fall apart. You are a total whole being. You've got every emotional capability. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel joy. You're going to feel anger. You're allowed these emotions. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But it's when you try and run away from them, you actually get into the place where you try and control life and force it to your will. But anything that's forced inevitably breaks. You know, if I put tension enough, even on a steel bar, and I just keep pulling on it, that no matter what that steel bar does, eventually it has to crack. And that's what's happening to you, and maybe why your body's giving up on you, maybe why your manifestation isn't coming, because you've wanted to bury your head in the sand and away from it. So the idea of keeping it so simple of ignore reality, Neville Goddard says ignore reality, I genuinely believe that that's wrong. I say, let reality be what it is, because it doesn't define you. It doesn't define your future. It is what it is now, from the culmination of past thoughts, actions, and energies. So we need to align our thoughts, actions, and energies to a new future. So it's like, let me give you an example, because I've been sitting here with problems in the past. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the pain I've been through, and I suppose that's what makes you a great coach in life, is pain. But it also makes you great at everything, pain. So I say this to you, my friends. When I was there, sitting there, nothing to my name, everything falling apart, marriage in tatters, body in tatters, everything just a mess. It was only when I said, you know what? I'm going to face this now, because I've had enough of feeling this way. So I've just started on a journey of fitness too. And it's the last thing I want to do is lift those weights and feel the pain of all that work. You know, it's the last thing I want to do. I want to run away from it. But when we embrace pain, we come through it to the other side. And now you strengthen the muscle of resolve. You strengthen your spirituality when you face your problems. And it's like you start to really believe that there's solutions to things. It's only by noticing the problems, seeing them for what they are, and then letting it all go. Letting that fear that's ruling my life not be the factor of how I move around this problem. Think of yourself like water in a small stream. If I put a big rock in the stream, it's going to work around it. It doesn't get taken back by it. It may even get stopped for a while, and the water builds up, the pressure builds up, but eventually it's going to find a way. And that's the same with you. You are going to find a way. If you embrace a problem is there, but don't try and force it or run away from it. The water can't turn back upstream. It has to flow down, and it always reaches the sea. This is what I want to remind you. You will reach your end goal. Pain is brought to you as a gift. And when you start to recognize that ignoring my problems has actually hurt me, and I want you guys to be honest, comment down in the comments, have you ignored reality to the point where it's hurt you before? I want to take a moment for that there, guys. Have you ignored it to the point where it's hurt you? So stop ignoring it. If you are struggling in your business, face it. Don't try and overaction it. Face what it's doing inside of you. Then when you can let go of all fear, even though the pain and the problem hasn't left, that's where God steps in with a solution. He's going to inspire you. He's going to guide you. He's going to gather all of the attributes of God within you to overcome this problem. And just never forget that, okay? Because that is what we're told. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. We are walking through a life that can bring us problems. That's why we've come down to this experience, to grow as spirits. So pain helps us to grow. Now, if we live from pain, if we act from pain all the time, it's going to hurt you more and more and more until you learn the lesson. But our job here is to face the problems, overcome our fears, and rise up to the solution. That's when you're going to be smothered in God's love, smothered in faith, and you're just going to know yourself completely, and you're going to have such strong resolve. And this can heal you, manifest your dreams, manifest the finances you want, the relationship you want. It will do all things. So I beg you today to stop ignoring reality. Don't put your head in the sand. Face reality for what it is and understand that it's fluid and can change. And the solution will come when you face it and let go of the fear. Now, quick session for you there today, guys. Write down your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.